strand or string of pearl arches are one of the most dramatic, efficient, and cost-effective ways to decorate with lines of color. Welcome guests with an arch that defines the entrance while establishing the theme and mood of the event. Use 11-inch balloons in smaller spaces, up to 3 foot in larger spaces. And color? Qualatex balloons are available in so many colors and finishes, not to mention all the prints. The challenge is in choosing which one. Making string of pearl arches is as simple as tying a row of evenly spaced helium balloons onto monofilament or fishing line. Monofilament comes in a variety of strengths and is available from balloon distributors. For most indoor string of pearl arches, you'll want to use 50-pound test. For larger arches, such as those made with 16-inch balloons, you'll want to go up to 100-pound. Jim's going to help by demonstrating. First, tie your monofilament to a weight, such as a sand balloon or even a chair, using a temporary knot, also known as a slip knot. To make a slip knot, circle around the object and through the loop. Now circle around the line again, but this time only pull a loop of the line through. A slip knot will hold as tension is placed in the main direction, but it will easily release when the remaining tail is pulled. A safety note, make sure to never tie your arch line onto a tank, since the line is hard to see and people can trip over it. In fact, it's best to work alongside a wall when possible, and always mark the line with some balloons to avoid any mishaps. The most efficient method uses the clothesline technique. We're using Dacron line instead of monofilament so you can easily see the line. Instead of tying your monofilament as a single line and moving your way down the line, tie it in a big loop between 2 chairs with the connecting point on top and move the line. For a professional appearance, the balloon size and the distance between the balloons should be constant. So you want to make sure to size the balloons, and you want to make a template to help you keep the distance between the balloons consistent. Cut a plastic balloon straw so it's slightly longer than the width of the balloons, and make sure the ends are smooth so they won't pop a balloon, covering them with tape for instance. Now you have a tool to control your spacing. Simply place the template next to the previous balloon before tying on the next balloon. Each time you inflate a balloon, you'll size it. If you're wanting ribbon tails to decorate the balloons, simply lay the ribbon over the balloon neck and tie it right in with the balloon like we covered earlier. Then move the line rather than your feet. You can even move the chairs closer together so more line can be used to make your arch taller. And less line is used on the underneath side where the line connects. If you need to reposition the balloons, make sure to do it slowly to minimize friction, which can cause a leak. You may even want to wet the line to reduce friction. It's important to remember to follow the industry standard California balloon law in your creations. Avoid the use of foil balloons and metallic ribbon in helium-filled arches. Remember, you need to make sure your helium-filled foil balloons are individually weighted. And in the case of a helium-filled arch, you're not able to weight each of the balloons, so stick to latex balloons in string of pearl arches. Once in place, you'll need to hold the ends down with pins, tape, or weights. If the arch is to be secured to carpet, strong metal T-pins like this work great. If your balloon distributor doesn't have T-pins, try hardware or craft stores. To make sure the arch is symmetrical, use your spacer to quickly measure 1 spacer down from the last balloon. Not only does this give you an identical tying spot on both sides, it also keeps the balloons a few inches away from the floors, so they're protected from dirt and static, which can pop the balloons as well as get them dirty. A hint here, wrapping the line a couple of times around your T-pin will reduce the tension so you can more easily tie the line to the pin where you want. Tie off a permanent knot to secure. Jim's going to demonstrate. To tie a permanent knot, go once around and pull. On your second time around, you want to run the line through the loop twice, then pull. Tugging on the line just locks the knot even more. If you're using pins, make sure they go deeply into the core of the carpet. You should have to work a little to get them in. Direct the pins on both sides so they face into the arch. If the arch happens to get pulled, the pins won't get pulled out. If your arch is to be attached to a smooth tile or wood floor, you may choose to use tape like gaffer's tape, available from theatrical suppliers. Just make sure to check with the facility and maybe even do a test to ensure you won't be leaving any marks. Put a few small knots in your monofilament to help the tape hold the slippery line. Then tape in a T formation both lengthwise and sideways. If tape or pins aren't an option, you'll need to anchor the arch with decorated weights. In order to plan for and price a string of pearl arch, you'll need to know how long the arch will be. Remember, these are estimates. You're looking for approximate answers to help guide you in planning and pricing. If you're using balloons inflated to 11 inches and leaving a ½ inch gap, then you'll need one balloon every 11½ inches. Since we're estimating, we'll just say one balloon every foot. To figure the length of an arch, you'll first need to determine its basic shape. If an arch is tall and narrow, like at a doorway, the curve happens so quickly, the arch length is similar to going up, across, and back down, or twice the height plus the width. In the case of an arch 10 feet tall and 6 feet wide, your equation would be 2 times 10, which is 20, plus 6 for 26 feet. If the arch is short and wide, like over a football field, the curve is so gentle you can ignore one side, using just the height plus the width as an estimate. So the equation is simply height plus width. To figure the length of an arch of similar height and width, such as 12 feet wide and 12 feet tall, you'll add 1½ times the height to the width. To draw attention to the head table at a wedding reception, you might consider a string of pearl arch. Let's say there will be 8 people at the head table and the ceiling height is 18 feet. First, figure how long your table will be. Typical catering standards allow 2 feet per person, so 2 feet times 8 equals 16 feet. With a ceiling height of 18 feet, you'll need to next figure how high the arch should be. As a general design rule, you'll want to follow the golden ratio, which says the most visually appealing way of dividing space is in a ratio of 1 to 1.618, or about 2/3 to 1/3. 2/3 of 18 feet is 12 feet, so you can feel comfortable knowing that a 12-foot arch in a space with 18-foot ceilings will be visually pleasing. Since the arch is similar in height and width, our equation to figure the length will be 1.5 times 12 feet, which is 18, plus 16 feet wide, for a total length of 34 feet. Using 11-inch balloons, you know you'll use about 1 balloon per foot, or 34 balloons. It's that easy to figure supplies, so you can order products and do the job with confidence and price for profits.